Hey everybody, Harv here. Let's continue our lecture about Adolf Hitler. So, when we left off, we talked about him gaining power legally, right, through the Constitution, that loophole, Decree 48. Okay, uh, we talked about his just how in general the Weimar Republic fell, right, with the Great Depression. Okay, and we talked about Nazism and talked about what it embodied, right? It was anti democratic, it was anti Semitic, okay, and anti communist, okay? So when Hitler, Hitler consolidates power, he's going to take full power, and we are going to see he immediately moves in to create a police state, just like Mussolini, just like Stalin, okay, and just like Napoleon. Remember, Napoleon, when we studied Napoleon, I'm trying to make as many connections as possible because it's so important. Remember, Napoleon was kind of foreshadowing all of our modern dictators of the 1930s. Um, so Hitler's going to immediately move to create a police state, and he's going to found that SS. Remember earlier I talked about the SA. That was his initial paramilitary of the Nazis. This is going to be more of like the German like secret police. There's going to be a couple. There's the Gestapo and there's the SS. And it's not like you need to memorize all of them, but understand that he has a secret police. Okay, and these are called the Black Shirts, the SS, and the leader of that was Heinrich Himmler. Okay, and these are going to be they're going to this SS along with the Gestapo are going to go out and kill political opponents for Hitler. You're going to see the SS be a big part of the Holocaust. Himmler will be a big part of the Holocaust. These are not really good people. So Hitler's going to go out. He's going to kill. It's going to kill part. This SS is when it's founded is going to kill some of the SA, Hitler's own elite paramilitary that we talked about before. They're gonna Hitler's gonna kill any of his rivals within the Nazi Party and the SA. So anybody who threatens his power, much like Stalin killing Trotsky. Okay, um, and they're also going to facilitate their attack on the Jewish population within Germany. We're going to see the anti-Semitism that Hitler preaches is going to be very much based with social Darwinism. You're going to see biology, and you're going to see the Nazis start to uh, exclude the Jews, stereotype the Jews, scapegoat the Jews, and it's just awful how they treat the Jewish population. And it's important for us to remember that anti-Semitism is going to be a key construct within Nazism. Hitler's going to be preaching about this Aryan race, superior biological race, tall, blonde, blue eyes, pale skin, and Hitler's going to have this idea of the perfect human. Okay, and we start to see Hitler facilitate and construct policy through his Nuremberg laws, and let's make sure we highlight that, of where the Jews are going to be robbed of citizenship. They're not going to be able to marry or have sex with any non-Jews. They're going to be publicly humiliated, and what you're seeing is you're seeing a definition of you're seeing the Germans legally define who the Jews are. You're seeing a definition of what it is to be Jewish, and you're seeing the Jews be treated as second-class citizens and start to be really oppressed. A very famous event within this is Kristallnacht. You're going to see the Night of Broken Glass. Jews are going to be forbidden to be in business, pursue business careers. You're going to see the Kristallnacht is the Night of Broken Glass, where you see thousands of Jewish stores, synagogues destroyed. Jews are going to be forced to pay for the cleanup. They're going to be harassed. They're going to be beaten up. They're going to be targeted. And eventually we're going to see the final solution of where the Jews are going to be put into concentration camps, death camps, prison camps. You can see the Jews be used as slave labor within the Third Reich. And Hitler's final solution is going to be to exterminate as many as possible. And you're going to see roughly 6 million, some estimates are 7 million within Hitler's final solution. We're going to talk more about that next chapter. But it's awful, and I've been to a concentration camp. I went to Sachsenhausen in Germany, and it was very it was really hard to just imagine of where I was standing on. It was really an emotional place, being there. But that is Hitler's final solution. Okay, and here you have a German Nazi who is uh, standing out, making sure that Germans do not buy Jewish goods. And you see the German word for Jewish, Juden, right there. Um, the Jews were oppressed, beaten, and ultimately killed within Hitler's Nazi regime. Terrible. Let's talk about women. Okay, now obviously a big part of Nazi their beliefs was this idea of racial purity, this idea of an Aryan race, and women are going to have a really important role within Nazi Germany of helping produce and preserve racial purity and producing racially pure Germans. And so women are going to be expected to breed strong sons and daughters. You're going to women are going to be given this special task within society. Men serve the state in battle and warfare. Women are serving the state by breeding strong sons and daughters, and by breeding, appropriate, people. Hitler is going to want blonde hair, blue-eyed women breeding with blonde hair, blue-eyed men, and producing a pure race of Germans. Okay, and Nazis going to define and kind of you know it, push women into breeding who they should breed and who they should not. And you're going to define women who should breed, women who should breed and who should not. And you're going to see the Nazis kill people who are Jewish, Slavic, gypsies. Nazis are going to kill disabled, people who might have any birth defects or special needs. Nazis are going to kill people of the LGBTQ plus community during the Holocaust, and they're doing this to prevent them from producing offspring. And they're doing this to try not to proverbially, taint their bloodlines. They're doing this to try. They're killing these other groups in order to preserve their considered pure bloodlines. Awful. Nazis are going to provide financial assistance to desirable couples and families that they wanted to have offspring. Women who bore undesirable children, those with special needs, those with defects or birth defects, or with any problems. Women who bore children like that were sterilized, killed, and forced to have abortions. And motherhood was very emphasized. Women are going to be encouraged to work, especially as educators and teaching the young about Nazi philosophy and German culture. And you're really going to see at a young age, women are going to be indoctrinating the youth into a Nazi culture. It's almost like brainwashing these kids into a Nazi philosophy. And you're going to see women aligned to traditional gender norms, teaching, nursing, social service, domestic service, motherhood, taking care of kids. So women had a special role within Nazi Germany. Okay, and this is a picture of one of the Nazi rallies, and you would see. I wish we had class. I'm so bummed that we can't lecture about this, but I mean, looking at a Nazi rally, there would be hundreds of thousands of people there, millions of people there to watch Hitler. Hitler was an incredibly powerful and passionate speaker, and Hitler is going to be, almost revered as a god to many of these people. And these people are going to put their full faith within him, and ultimately they're going to lose their country because of that until the 1990s with the Cold War. We'll see Germany's going to be completely destroyed and then separated into Eastern and Western Germany up until the end of the Cold War. But very passionate, okay, very 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 passionate. The people believed in him big time. Okay, let's talk about their economic policy. Okay, Hitler is going to get a lot of support from the people because he is going to go right after the Great Depression. Okay, he is going to handle the economic problem of the Great Depression the best out of Europe. Okay, and that's going to give him a lot of credibility with the people. All right, we're going to see people sacrifice a lot of their civil liberties. Okay, we're going to see people sacrifice a lot, but people are going to sacrifice a lot because Hitler's going to put food on the table and give them a paycheck. All right. And that is going to get him a lot of support from the people. Now, like I said, all right, he's going to support private property and capitalism, but his government, and we talked about that with fascism, okay, his government is going to have a key role in the economic decisions of Germany. His government is going to have a key role in those private businesses. They're going to be telling people, hey, car makers, you're not building cars anymore, you're building tanks. All right, steelworks, you're not building refrigerators anymore, you're going to build bombs. Textile factories, you are no longer building a lot of civilian clothing. You can still do that, but we need military uniforms, right? So he is, for lumberjacks, a lot of your lumber not really going to housing. We need lumber. We need it to make guns and wagons. Okay, to the breeders of horses, we need you to breed horses for the military, right? So this is nuanced capitalism with some government intervention, okay? And how Hitler does this, you all might be asking, how on earth is Hitler going to end the Great Depression there? He is going to embark on a massive public works program, okay? And what he's going to do is he is going to rebuild the military. That is the way that he gets Germany out of the Great Depression. The factories are going to open up. Hitler's government is going to go into debt, but remember, it's not necessarily a bad thing in the sense that we're going to see him everybody's going to go back to work. We're going to see people are going to start getting a paycheck. That means if they start getting a paycheck, they can buy stuff. You're going to start seeing private businesses pop up all over the place, and people are going to start, if they have a paycheck, they can buy food. There's a lot of security within that. And so Hitler is how he does this, how he gets them out of the Great Depression, ladies and gentlemen, is he is going to rebuild the military. Okay, and the guy who's going to start doing that and help him will be Hermann Göring. Okay, and he's going to undertake these plans. And what Hitler is doing is he's preparing Germany for war. And this is going to be a big part of why he's so successful. The rest of Europe is not ready for it when Hitler's been preparing for war for 4 to 5 years. He's got the troops, he's got the material, he's got the gas, he's got the tanks, he's got the bullets, he's got the artillery, he's got the planes. He's going to have all this stuff, and the rest of Europe is going to be like, whoa! All right, Hitler's going to be throwing haymakers, all right, right out the gates. Okay, and by rebuilding this war machine, he's going to reignite, refacilitate, recatalyze, refuel the German economy, and it's on. Okay, now I want to quickly talk about Eastern Europe. Okay, Eastern Europe, we have a lot of new countries. Okay, and the question is going to become, okay, could those who had previously been powerless rule competently? All right, would these new countries be able to stand and be able to rule themselves when they had been so used to being ruled by others? Okay, we are going to see that these new countries are going to be mostly self-determined in that they're going to kind of create their own government, but they're also, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of these Eastern European countries, Poland, Czechoslovakia, okay, Yugoslavia, are going to be seen as a buffer against the Soviet Union, and this illustrates, ladies and gentlemen, the fear of the Soviet Union and Bolshevism and communism. All right, very similar, right? We've talked about buffer states before. Piedmont, Sardinia, right? Our super Netherlands after the Congress of Vienna with Napoleon. Okay, these are going to be buffer states against the Soviet Union because people are so scared. All right, now we're going to see that a lot of these countries did not have economic power. All right, Poland, they're not the economic powers of France or Germany. Okay, their political independence really disrupted their previous economic relationships. Like, Austria and Hungary were part of the Austrian-Hungarian Empire. So are a lot of those other Baltic states that were part of these big empires. Poland, was part of three different empires, and so it really disrupted their previous economic relationships among those people. And all of these new states, except for Czechoslovakia, are going to be really weak economically and depend on foreign loans, foreign help. So there's some serious problems. Okay, all of these new states are going to, except Czechoslovakia, are going to fall under authoritarian ethnic rule. Okay, and you're going to see a lot of these countries, many of these countries are going to be really unstable. Okay, and not be able to work. Let's talk about Poland. Okay, so Poland is back. Yay, Poland's back. It's after 130 years. They've been restored. Okay, um, to make a long story short, we're going to see a military coup, and Poland is quickly going to be taken over by the Germans in 1939. They're not going to stand a chance. Okay, and it's not like you need to memorize all this, ladies and gentlemen, but I want you to understand the general instability of many of these new Eastern European countries. Okay, Czechoslovakia. Okay, this is the only state that's not going to be under authoritarianism. Okay. A lot of the Czechs and Slavs are going to learn to work together and trust each other. Okay, they're going to have a great leader in Masaryk. All right, but we're going to see Neville Chamberlain at the Munich conference give Czechoslovakia up to Hitler through appeasement. Britain and France don't want a war. They're going to say, Hitler, you promised, you pinky swear, Hitler, not to take any more territory, not to start a war. And Hitler's going to be like, oh, for sure. Just let me have the Sudetenland. When Hitler takes the Sudetenland, he's going to take Czechoslovakia. And Winston Churchill's just going to be looking at all of them like, y'all are clowns. Read the book. We knew this. I knew this was going to happen. Churchill knew this was going to happen. Okay. So eventually, Hitler's going to take Sudetenland. He's going to take Prague, occupy much of the country. Okay. And it's just going to be Hitler's going to take Czechoslovakia. Okay. Hungary. Okay. Finally got its separation from Austria. All right. There was they had like a little instability. They had a little bit of communism come in there. All right. But eventually, after the fall of communists, we're going to see like an aristocratic type of government rule Hungary. Okay. All right. Austria. All right. We're going to see Austria kind of have a lot of instability as well. All right. But by the 1930s, we're going to see Austria join Germany through Anschluss. All right. And Hitler will annex Austria to become part of his German Reich. All right. You're going to have a couple royal dictatorships. All right. In Yugoslavia. All right. You're going to see royal dictatorships in Romania, Bulgaria, and in Greece. And the big part of this, ladies and gentlemen, that I want you all to understand is the instability of a lot of these new countries, the instability in Eastern Europe. Okay? All right, that's it for us with this lecture. Good luck on your quiz tomorrow.